Hello! How's it going, everybody? Happy end of this first campaign in Uncharted Waters New Horizons on Super Nintendo using original hardware and CRT TV. Day to you! Technical difficulties be technical difficulting. So if you can hear the mellifluous sound of my voice, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get started on this friggin' journey. It should be good. Okay, we're back here in Lisbon. Did I beat his scenario? No, but I'm about to beat it today. Today's the day, Mr. Temper. How the heck are you? Are you ready for this? Oh no, they were ready for that. That's how I feel today. So, looking forward to it. Should be good. Excuse me. Give me one second here. Whew. Okay, here we go. Ahoy there, matey. How's it going, Mage? Oh, Rage, how are you? You beat Ernst's scenario yesterday evening. Dang. Well, that was fast. Took me forever to do this. How many hours do you think it took you to beat Ernst's scenario? Just got in from weed eating the side yard. Let me tell you, my arms, they're like jello. That's, that sucks. Yard works kind of sucks, doesn't it? I think it does. Okay, here we are. So we're back here in Lisbon. We're going to check every building. See if we can't get things to trigger. First building to check will be home. 15 to 20, that's not bad. That's quick, for sure. Like a 20 hours is on the short range for Super Nintendo RPGs. I was told that Keone and Catalina's campaigns are the longest in the game, but I did stall on this one for like a week. So that's like an extra like 8 or 10 hours. Welcome home, Master Keone. Keone, you've become quite a respectable mariner in your own right, but you must not underestimate the power of Mother Nature. Oh, that's it? Okay. Now we're gonna check the bar. Arithmetician, how you doing? How's it going, Baron? In the beginner scenario, the game doesn't at all make that seem like that's the case. But very easy for you though too, because you're familiar with these games and the systems. This one wasn't as steep of a learning curve? Question mark? I don't know. But it was steep enough. Playing the first one first definitely helped. Yeah, I think if you're familiar with the Koei style, you could breeze through this one, because this is pretty accessible and smooth, polished. I was really thinking about how sad I am that this campaign is over. I'm glad there's more characters, because I would like to play more of this. This is dialogue we encountered previously. Okay, nothing in the bar. Yeah, how are you two doing, Major Rage? Give us an update there. This is just the bank. Excuse me. I guess we're just gonna try all the buildings. Oh, maybe I should repair here. Because we already know this game has a pretty curious way to trigger events. Let's check our stats here too. So I'm at 36,735 adventure fame. That's gotta be near the max for this, because I think I've found all of the relics and artifacts and landmarks. Maybe missed a handful of ports to discover, but otherwise that's pretty much everything. Round Earth Society I did not donate to. No problem. Yeah, keep us please keep us apprised. Not surprised, apprised. What do we have here? Commodore Enlade of Portugal. I command a battle fleet. About Miguel. Oh, vagabond sailor. Well, well, well. Yeah, we'll have an extra guy. Why the heck not? And he's Portuguese, so we keep it in the family. So, like I said, we're looking to finish off Keone's adventure here. It is very tempting to immediately begin Catalina's campaign. But I think I'm going to resist that temptation, and I'm fairly positive that next Monday we'll be starting Might and Magic Book 2, which is one of the 2 PAL exclusives that did not come to the States. Notoriously buggy. I had to get a repro for it so it'll run on my system, so we'll see if we can get through it at all. We may need to do some cheating, but if the game's busted, I don't feel so bad about that. Okay, that's all the normal buildings, so not sure what I need to encounter here. Okay, the king wants to meet with me. You still haven't brought me anything. I don't care what, just find me something. That is, unless you've decided to quit. Go leave this place, I no longer wish to see your face. Oh, dang. Is this really... There's an option here for defect. That is also curious. Well, I really would like to play as the red-headed female pirate. Guilty as charged. Like, Otto kind of seems a little boring, but as a role-playing fan, I get into the role-playing, you know? So suit me. But no, I think eventually I'd love to play as all of the scenarios. Oh, the defect option is just to report a bug. Nice. Red-headed pirates named Catalina. That's yeah, it gets me every time. Ready for surgery. So, man, 5 days to go. That is a long wait. Is this a major, like, invasive surgery, or how's this working? I have had to have a few things kidney-related with the surgeries, so... She's named after a salad dressing, or maybe the salad dressing is named after her. Who doesn't? There you go. How's it going, Deoxer? What's happening today? Now, I'm not getting anything to trigger here. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I don't know. Maybe we'll try to sail on... Commodore, I'm not happy working for you. I think I'll stay in this town. That was weird. I just hired that guy. Try to convince Miguel to stay with us. Will you give me a raise? No, get out of here. Fine then, you skinflint. I'll find another job. See you around, maybe. What a jerk. I just hired that guy. And then he's like, I don't want to work for you. How about a raise? Like, nah, we walked between 2 buildings. Okay, it's outpatient. Best Dr. Evil voice. A freaking laser. Nice. Not a huge fan of stints myself. Not to get too graphic with my anecdote. But, yeah, best wishes. We're thinking of you guys. Okay, here's our notification that King Manuel is looking for us. I can't believe I got called a skinflint. Terrible. Miguel's the final boss. I'm even crossing my toes, I'll tell you that. Okay, right here.
Hello there, Keone. I've heard quite a bit about you lately. You look like someone I can count on. I'd like you to do a task for me. I've heard you're quite an adventurer. I want you to travel the world and find rare things. But your discoveries are for me only, so don't tell anyone else.
Okay, I guess.
If you successfully complete this task, I will bestow upon you a royal title.
That is not what I thought he was going to tell me about. This is a different menu.
Welcome, Franco. Well, here is the status of our allied ports overseas. We are allied with 22 ports around the world.
Which area of the world are you interested in? Oh my gosh, this is, hang on. This is the numbers. Okay. Letter of marque. You need more fame as a pirate. Come back when your fame in pirating surpasses your fame in trade and adventure. Holy smokes, that's a lot. Permit is valid for half a year. You must renew it every April and October. Will you request a tax-free permit?
So I hear you would like a tax-free permit. Will cost you 70,000 gold pieces.
Sure, I guess. Alright, cool. We got the tax-free permit for Portugal. Alright, so, I mean, like, what, then? Max fame in a category is 50,000? Did you hit that? Dude, my fame just went down. By, like, almost 30,000 points. What kind of shenanigans is this game playing on me? And then on top of that, yeah, how could fame go down? And then on top of that, they won't let me back in the palace. This is grounds for a reset right here. I'm gonna check something. Hold up. This is terrible. Okay, I am still missing a letter, so let me check something here. That's what we're trying to trigger next. I did not defect. I basically got a tax permit. You got 50,000 in trading game, 43 in exploration, and 10k in piracy by the time you ended this scenario. So did you found everything in the game? Like, that took me forever. That took me like, well, I guess it took 4 hours, but that's 2 streams for me. For you, I'm guessing you were, well, you did 20 hours, you said? 15 to 20 hours. I mean, that's still really fast. Costing fame is pretty bizarre. I mean, I got the permit, but the permit is not... I don't want to do that. Plus, that didn't actually trigger anything that I needed. I don't think that was it. Am I still carrying cargo? Let me see. We'll see if we can't just tidy up this story today. So I'm not carrying cargo. Alright. Oh man, I might not have the adventure fame for this. Okay, according to this, you need like 41,000 adventure fame in order to trigger this next bit. So I'm gonna have to look for that. They suggested that the guild would have a letter for me, and I don't think that's the case. Yeah. Okay. All right. So a bit more sailing to go then, because that's the way it is in life. He really is a beast. I mean, that's a lot. You got 50,000 trading fame very quickly from investing in markets. Oh, that's right. You were abusing that system. All right. That was crazy. Controlled every port in the game. Wow. So you basically made Holland take over the world in the 1500s. Right. No, we have established you're an expert. It's still impressive, though. I mean, don't downplay it. No, because we're still on a mission. That's just country info. So, basically, if the event triggers, we're supposed to be able to land here, and NPCs and such will tell us that there's a letter waiting for us at the guild. There is evidently not a letter waiting for us, so I believe we're too short on adventure. Fame. I thought that was it. But mixed thoughts on only being able to control the flagship. Yeah, that seems a little strange. I think they did it for speed, for sure. But it is a curious choice, nonetheless. Alright. So, shoot. For adventure fame, I'm going to look around for... There's a couple ports on the north side of Russia that I've never discovered. So I could go do that. Other than that, I've found every port in the game, as well as every artifact, landmark, blah blah blah. So I need a few more crew members. But besides for these two ports, I'm not sure what else I could do to increase fame. I could keep doing trades and stuff like that. I could try and set up your whole abuse of the gold from what was it, Madeira and Genoa. But other than that, I don't really know what else I could do to increase fame. Give me another 10 guys. That's not right. Okay. So that is pretty cool that there's like a loyalty system, I guess. Right. I noticed that where it's like a you issue out some directions and they kind of follow that. I guess that makes it more realistic as well. You know, you could bark orders and your fleet will follow your tactics to the best of the computer's ability, I guess. I don't know if we'll be attacking anybody else here. I'm not set up for dueling right now. We're just mostly set up for speed. I'm going to go ahead and invest a little more here. Maybe industry is too low. I think they could flee though, and if you don't like your captain, fleeing a combat situation makes sense, right? Showing a little cowardice. Whereas the more loyal will stick around. Like, that makes sense to me, but kind of aimlessly fighting and then not being successful at it, that doesn't seem too bright. I don't know. There's no way, like, you never found any way to turn in treasures for fame in this game, right? I'm not going to the right places here. Because I've got a bunch of treasures in my items list. I've sparingly been selling them for gold every once in a while, and that's about it. But if there's any use for them or any way to increase adventure fame, or just fame, I'm sorry, I keep saying it like that. Any way to use those, best uses gifts to waitresses. Well, I did that. What's the point of the waitresses in this game? I remember them being useful in the previous. They don't seem to ever be helping me with anything on this. Yeah, staying and fighting intentionally worse is a poor choice, and it's transparently gamey as well, too. But fleeing makes sense. Absolutely. Or joining the enemy's side, that would be pretty, man. Sounds like wheel rages. Hey, I used to be a I used to be a waiter. They could be useful, but on these ones, they're like, you know, you'll give them stuff, and they're like, I don't want to help you. And that's about it. And we'll invest a little more here. They're necessary for hunting. Okay. Yeah, I gifted, I want to say like 2 treasures this whole playthrough to waitresses. And they still were not useful at all. And I would not have guessed from their dialogue options that that's the kind of information that they offer. That doesn't even remotely seem to be reflected in the dialogue options. Well, they can be, but I have to choose not to. Oh, you're one of those guys. You're one of those guys, huh? You go to a restaurant and complain about the service. The waitresses are sobbing in the back because you're complaining so loud. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not in the restaurant industry anymore, so I don't have to pick a fight in that war. All right, I think there should be a few things left here. I'm gonna check all in here because I don't know if I got all of these ports. I did not. Okay. When you find a port, it still makes your fame go up, right? I'm pretty sure. It doesn't say it. But, I did not get these. There ought to be like 2 more in here. Oh, hang on. There's that one. There's that one that I got, and maybe one more right there. I think that's it. Oh no, the flog got me. Yeah, being a server is the pits. It's hard. I often said that I think it should be a requirement for every human being to serve as a waiter or waitress at some point. It really restructures how you think about people. Hey, how's it going? Oh, we were talking about giving gifts to waitresses. You got me. You got me. All right, let's see. Should I stop here? I think we can make it to the next spot. Oh, as a customer, you're nice? Okay. Yeah, if you were a kitchen manager, then you know what's up. Like that's taught you to treat people in the restaurant service industry well. Info collecting. That's a secret. Okay. So it's info collecting specifically on fleet locations then. That's interesting. Because info collecting could be anything. There's all kinds of info. She's like, I really like Hello Kitty. You're like, that's info, but it's not very useful. Yeah, absolutely agree. Would benefit everyone to work a job like that. Or retail. Restaurant or retail. Something like that. Sometimes I'll see some people throwing a huge fit over nothing in a store. I'm like, this person was never a waiter or a cashier. Yeah, and I'm not saying for long or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying make people slaves, obviously, but like just compulsory service, like do a draft or something. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, good for building perspective. See, this is why you two have your heads on straight. Okay, we are on our way to finding the next port. There's going to be 2 more to find. And that should take us all the way across most of Siberia, I guess this is. But after this, I have no idea what we could do to build fame. If anybody has any idea at all, whether you know or you'd guess, I am well open to that. Additionally, if anybody has any hints or tips about the next game that we're going to play, Might and Magic 2, like even if you have any experience with any Might and Magic game, I'm going to need to covet your experience because I have never actually played a Might and Magic game. I had played a little bit of a Wizardry before Wizardry 5, but my first Ultima was Ultima False Prophet. Here you saw me play it on stream. And Might and Magic 2 is going to be my first Might and Magic. I don't think it's going to leave a great impression, but with these games, these CRPGs, I really do just have to remind myself that these are ports. They're not there we go. Famous Adventure's gone up. These are ports. They're not gonna be the best version of these things. Like that was even an olive branch, if you like, that I extended to Inindo. Like maybe the original PC version of Inindo is a great game, but being ported over, I don't know. A map, yeah. So I think depending on the degree of brokenness and glitchiness, we may just use a guide like right away. A guide and a map and a walkthrough right away. So piracy fame by battles, that makes sense. Should that be better phrased as combat fame? But then Because not all combat is piracy, right? Oh yeah, we got the map. We got the map. Trading fame best increased by increasing port investments. Exploration fame. Yeah, turning in discoveries, checking out dark sections of the world map, and reporting progress of clearing the map to the cartographer. Oh, okay. So we'll try that, I think. I did sign up for the cartography ? Please let me... hopefully I did. Shoot. Actually, I don't know if I did. Maybe I should do that before I do all this. Or do you think we'll be alright? I don't know. Yeah, it should be called combat fame. Like, piracy fame sounds a little weird. Let me see where we're at here. I think we're passing through like a strait of some kind, yeah. Not the Strait of Hormuz, fortunately. But a strait nonetheless. There we go. So you'll get credit for it even if you sign up with a cartographer late. When I signed up with a cartographer, they made it sound like my previous exploration and discoveries didn't count. But maybe the discoveries don't count, but the map completion does. That's a very good question. So I do not... here's my guess. I do not have a title, like a formal title. So I'm guessing that I am still under my own flag. So here's the last... This is the last port in the game that I've not discovered yet. Like, almost 100% positive on that. So now what we can do is go ahead and sail home, and I wish there was a warp whistle, but this is the 1500s. They hadn't invented those yet. So let us hoolie back on our way. Not super favorable winds, but I think we'll be okay. All right. Discovery turn-in is... Yeah, discovery turn-ins were at the king or like a noble, I guess, that you could sign a contract with. I can't remember who the guy at Bordeaux was. But I thought that there was something that you do turning in discoveries at a cartographer. There were kind of like multiple options for discovery turn-in. ? You know what we could check? We could check this right here. It will say loyal to, right? Let me see right here. Yeah, this says loyal to Portugal. There were a couple guys I hired that were like loyal to oh, nice. England doesn't like me? I don't know. I don't understand that. Yeah, the one that I got is in Bordeaux. But we'll go back to the cartographer, nevertheless. So what Ravaging Justice told me, though, is that you cannot turn in things at the cartographer if he was referring to map completion. Yeah, I know what icon is on the cartographer building. Justice told me you cannot turn in previous things if he was referring to map completion and not discovery. At the cartographer, if you made those, like if you completed the map before signing up with them. But we'll go back and look at it. Hopefully that's not accurate. hopefully I can go ahead and oh, we still got plenty of food. Hopefully I can go ahead and turn those in now, because that would be excellent. Who did you turn in your discoveries to? I had the guy in Bordeaux. That's possible. So would the game switch piracy fame to combat fame? I mean, either way, like, piracy is like a specific kind of combat in this game. I wish they'd translated it all to combat fame. It would be a little clearer. So you sign up with a cartographer in Amsterdam by default. He's friends with the guy there as part of the storyline. Okay. So I don't believe I've signed up with the cartographer on this. But we're going to go ahead and check. I think there's one in Amsterdam or in Antwerp. I think there's a starting character who, one of the 6, who leads a battle fleet. I imagine that if you earn royal titles and stuff like that, and then you know, build a battle fleet, that would count. That would be pretty cool if they do allow me to report everything so far. That certainly would be kinder, because it's kind of a steep cost of entry, right? To, like, you purchase the cartography skills learning and then sign up for the cartographer. Yeah. So Keone was adventure. Ernst exploration, right? Then there's I can't remember his name. One of the guys is battle fleet. Catalina is piracy. Ollie is a trader, right? Oh, you would need a letter of marque. Okay. Oh, hang on. I think I'm passing all kinds of things. This is Ireland here, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, let's check if Dublin has a cartographer's guild. Everybody gets the level ups. I think that's the guy that I was thinking of. Otto. He's got a mustache. Not seeing a guild here for cartography. So let's go check a different port. Bristol or London is going to have one. All right, all right. What's up, Ravaging Justice? How are you? Right now we're working on getting our fame up. I could not get the letter event to trigger, and guide that I looked at suggested you got to be 40 to 41,000 for fame in order to get that to trigger. Yeah, there it is. So I'm at 36,000 right now. I went and discovered the last ports that I hadn't looked at just yet. What about the Round Earth Society? If I donate to them, will that help? We're looking for a cartographer right now. So the world still counts it as piracy. So that would be interesting. Even if you have the highest title on you by a monarch, and you were sailing like an established battle fleet, they would still count you as a pirate. Amsterdam. Oh, I thought Antwerp did. Okay. That's right. It affects luck. Yeah, it affects luck, right? I remember reading that in a guide that I was looking at. And then the way that you check luck is with a fortune teller. That was the only mystery you had? I mean, that's pretty good. That is also very impressive. You've impressed me twice today, Tempe. I mean, this is a complicated game. No, that's not right. Right here. Captain of the King's Guard went off on his own and sacked the village. Still be plundering. I don't know if we're assuming went off on his own though, because the king can give you, you know, the king can sanction your travels, right? Like the king can be like, go out and discover things for me, right? Like that in history, there's been plenty of fleets and captains and armies that have been sanctioned by a king and gone off and done horrible atrocities, and then they come back to town and they're like, hey, congratulations, you're a hero. Shaw actually has a trick that if you start the game, you go there, they give you 1,000 gold, and you can turn around and donate that. It makes your luck. Maxes your luck out? Saying sanctioned. Yeah, I saw a key phrase in your previous comment was on his own. I think that's tied with the sanctioned term. I mean, regardless, obviously, like there's a granular debate there that could rage for an eternity. But the point being, for this game, I do think piracy fame is a curious translation, if only for the stigma attached to it. Oh, I don't know if it's the opposite of sanctioned. Because some things could be retroactively sanctioned, you know, like some of the history that I mentioned. You know, somebody goes out on a sanctioned mission, they commit war crimes on their own, they come back and they're like, yeah, I sanctioned those war crimes, that sort of thing. But like I said, this could that seems like an endless debate of possibilities. Okay, let's see here. Want to learn cartography. We should have did this ages ago, but it's pretty expensive. Okay, contract. You can't sell the information elsewhere. You haven't traveled to new areas. Boldly go where you haven't gone. Okay, so this sucks, right? Because, yeah, I'm not getting anything. So I can't turn in any map completion that I did previously to this. That's totally it. This argument is about the current game? Oh, no. I was talking about... Are you arguing with Red or yourself? I was not talking about just this game. For this game, I think piracy fame is a weird way to translate that, when you could be in situations which you could do sanctioned combat, stuff like that. Like, it doesn't seem to me, if I am like an Earl of Portugal and I engage in a naval battle with our enemies, the Spaniards, national enemies, the Spaniards, and win, that would be piracy. Especially if I don't take anything that belongs to them, right? I think that would be weird. You're just gonna need to just sail around undiscovered spots now. Open ocean does count. Okay. Call it piracy because you can't do sanctioned combat in this game. So yeah, I don't know if you can't do sanctioned combat in this game. I really don't. How much of this game have you played, Baron? I'm unsure if you can't do sanctioned combat in this game. But I don't know if you've played through all 6 of them or anything like that. Otto is the guy that we thought about, right? So the letter of marque came up, and then Otto's combat. What's my adventuring for you to get the fame for uncovering the map without reporting to it, or maybe you just lost out on the money reward? No, it's still the same. Like, I haven't... I got a little bump up, specifically for finding those last 4 ports, but that's about it. Whoa, that's a lot of money. So let's not do all that. Okay, so my only option then is to sail around to undiscovered regions of the map. That's it. That kind of sucks. I mean, there's lots of blacked out spots here, but it's going to be real boring just sailing around. You'd think that would kind of scale a little more naturally, because I've been around the entire planet and found everything. And it's still not enough. They really wanted you to get that cartographer earlier in the game. Piracy, as the world knows, but is it piracy in his national home, in his headquarters? Okay. All right. As long as it shouldn't take too long. Ideally, we'll spend like, you know, I guess 20-30 minutes on this. You reported all of the blacked out maps. You filled out, let me see this if this is right, Mr. Temper. You filled out all of the blacked out map on the entire world, found everything, got every port in the game to align with your Holland in 15 to 20 hours? That's mind-blowing. Okay. This is where literalist me gets in trouble again. So you may like, yeah, 90% is not 100%. I know you know that, but that's how I interpreted it. I was like, how? Even then, I mean, like 90 plus is still a lot, you know. What's up, Beamstock? How you doing over there on YouTube? What's happening? Let me see. This ought to collide at a certain point. Well, it looks like we'll have to go all the way down. At least I got the sloops, because the sloops do not cost much. And we're good. Now then yours. So, yeah, no, I don't know. It seems like it should really be maxed out now. But I guess not. I missed out on all of the cartography. Like, if I got the cartography stuff at the start of the game, surely we'd be past the threshold now, right? That's right. You started out with the cartographer center. Okay. Dang, I wish they'd funneled me in the direction of the cartographer. That would be cool. Whoops. Okay, let's see here. A little bit more on this side. How much of the map? So, okay. So what contributes to adventuring fame on this? Making and turning in discoveries, finding ports, and clearing out the map, and that's it? You could then, could you soft lock yourself if you cleared out the whole map and found everything in the game as far as ports and discoveries, and then got the cartographer's contract? Because at that point there'd be no more map completion. That's rough. I can't imagine playing this. I mean, back in the day, you'd be playing pretty blind. I've had a lot of help here. Fully admit that. And then not interacting with cartography. You couldn't reach that 41,000? Because I didn't reach the 41,000. I did not reach the 41,000 by finding every port and discovery. Now that means if I had filled out this map entirely and then got the cartography thing, it would not be enough to finish the game. Right, but I got all of the discoveries. And I'm still not at a high enough threshold to trigger the Atlantean letter. That's exactly what I mean. So that's it. Ports, discoveries, villages, and the map. Wow. I need 41,000 for this to trigger. And for Joao, that heavily depends on getting the cartographer contract to finalize the amount of fame that you need. That's pretty wild. I would be pissed off if I played that much of this game and then wound up in a position where I could not finish this campaign because there's no more adventure points to be gained. Yeah, we are sure. I mean, I just did it, right? Like, I signed up for the cartographer. You watched me do it. I signed up for the cartographer late in the game and hit report, and they were like, you haven't discovered anything yet since signing the contract, so go out there and discover things. And that is pretty wild, I would say. Leave, then turn around and go back in? Oh, we could try that. That feels like, did you try turning it off and turning it back on? Which, you know, works sometimes. I mean, we're going to try it after this. Hopefully I don't starve to death out here, but we're gonna try it. I'm going to go back. I'm going to check the cartographer. We'll see if there's any boost at all. A couple villages between Southeast Asia and India. I mean, I used this map. It has a checklist. I thought I was pretty thorough with this. Like, I got, you know, starting at, like, the Port of Hormuz. I got Muscat, Diu, we got the King Cobra. The other discovery didn't trigger. Goa, Calicut, Cochin, Ceylon. I found the Buddha and the Hornbill. I got Pasay, Malacca, Bangkok, Sunda. I got the Python, the Komodo Dragon, and the Stone Buddha. I got Amboa, Banda, Dili, and Ternate, I don't know. I got Hanoi, Macau, Zaiton. I don't know. I think I cleared that spot. There's a lot there. Oh, my map is blank on that coastline. Shoot, what if I got those and then died or had to reset for some reason and then didn't do it? Okay, let me pull that up. This map is not super accurate. It kind of blurs everything together, but let me take a look, because if that's the case, then that's easy peasy. Might have been a storm. So I signed up at the cartographer. We paid the money. We paid the man. I'm going to go back and see how much that triggered. But let me take a look here. No, yeah, that's all cleared out. So there's Southeast Asia right there, right? And there is nothing on that stretch between that's Ceylon and the Ayuthayas Buddha. There's nothing along that coastline, that gulf there. What is that? Southeast India. There's nothing there. Let me follow this map real quick. See if there's any coastline or anything like that where I didn't discover anything. There's nothing there in... And I'm basing this again... Like, I even found Hawaii. I'm basing this on... on using this map here. Yeah, I do think that's everything as far as ports and discoveries go. I'm missing the Japanese ports? No? Maybe, I think I might be missing one Japanese port. Sakai? There's nothing at Antarctica on the map that I'm using. There is, yeah, so Sakai was not findable for me. I'm not seeing, oh, Rapa Nui? Oh, as a discovery. If it's there, it might not even be there. I had no one on lookout at the time. Who? Sakai? No, no. I definitely had people on the lookout because I discovered that one spot at North Japan on the same voyage. What is that? Ezo? Yeah, like I found Ezo, and I went around the south to find both Nagasaki and Sakai, and they didn't trigger. Easter Island would be Rapa Nui, yeah, the Moai, if that discovery is there. Right. The big question, like, I'm not worried about not breaching 45,000 now, to be clear. It's a quest location, so it has to show up? Okay. Well, we know some weird stuff has happened on this game. I could go and look for Rapa Nui, and I could go look for Sakai. To clarify, I'm not worried about not hitting the threshold. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to. What I am worried about is that theoretically you could fill out the whole map, find all of the villages and the ports, and potentially still not have enough adventure fame if you got the cartography guild at the very end of the game. You know, that would be interesting. Was there like no wind or what? Especially if you turn in stuff to the king. Oh, maybe they did died. Well, I don't really have any other options, because... Yep, they died. Can I abandon those ships from my menu? I'm pretty far from anything right now. Discoveries to the king. So, yeah, so like, let me think of like a scenario, right, where you could actually not have enough adventure fame to finish this game. If you did find everything, and maybe I'm missing one or two or three things. If you did find everything and then turned too many things into the king, and got the cartography right at the end of the game, maybe they're picky eaters. One last Koei curse to go. Yeah, they're still good. There's just 3 ghost ships that I'm dragging around here. But on yours, Mr. Temper, you got cartography at the start of the game. Yeah, they're not dying. We're just dragging around nobody here. Feel free. Okay, that's exactly your point. Feel free to suss it all out. Because in my mind, I'm still convinced it's possible to reach the end of Joao's specifically campaign and soft lock yourself out from the end of his mission. You have not just more discoveries, though. You've got the map, right? Filled out more. I think I gave the king a discovery or 2 as well on mine. Oh my gosh, this is taking friggin' forever. Am I even close to Dublin? No. But there's another spot here, I think. You know what, that's... yeah, if I'm not understanding what you're trying to convey, that's why I offered, please take the chance to phrase it all out so I can see what it is you're trying to convey. Oh, that should help. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Look at this guy. There you go. I think that was a brilliant suggestion. Now, what if I put 10 here and then drop 50 back here? And let's see if we can't get that back in the white. In the white? Nope. Oh well. Discoveries alone count for the difference. Are you sure? Wait, so are you saying also that cartography doesn't give any adventure fame? I had plenty of food and water at least. Is it possible that is it possible that 2 different generated worlds for a campaign may have 2 different amounts of adventure fame gainable based on the villages, ports, and discoveries that do generate? You're suggesting that the numbers mean that you get 0 adventure fame from cartography. Okay, is that accurate? I think that Ravaging Justice could confirm or deny. Let's see. Let's get some more crew in here. So it does give you adventure fame, but it should be negligible. Could it also be that the 2 different characters gain fame at different rates? Like, I'm sure I'm not missing, like, more than 5 discoverable worlds. Like, Rapa Nui, Sakai, maybe 1 or 2 more. There's no way I'm missing, like, 10 or 12. Yeah, we'll definitely check that for sure. Right now, I gotta get some crew members on here. $43 dudes. That's a lot. Okay. Well, let's head over to Amsterdam. We'll check that out. We didn't clear out much of the map here, but we cleared out some. Nope, wrong way. That was a close call. Nearly starving to death. You can't gain any adventure fame from attacking or defeating enemies. That's all your combat or piracy. So there is at least one way in which you could lock yourself out of completing Joao's campaign then. If you turn in too many discoveries to the king, is that what we're saying? Where is it at? Right up over here. Okay, so right now we're at 36,885 for Adventure Flame. Adventure Flame? Absolutely what I plan to do. Okay, here's your pay. Come back again. Nothing, no other options. And it is, I mean, that's not insignificant. That's nearly 400 points, and I barely cleared any of the map out. So I don't know that it's negligible. That's a, yeah, because I cleared out only a tiny, tiny bit of map in that upper corner. I basically sailed along the top horizontal and then down right about to the upper right there. I know, Sarge Smash, I know. No, we're at 36,885, and then now, so currently we're arguing about the value of certain things that give you adventure fame in here. The difference in available discoveries between games should be negligible. Oh, I was referring, the negligible comment, I was referring to Mr. Temper, because he seemed to suggest that the cartography doesn't give you any adventure fame, or if it does, it's negligible. But that was a significant amount for that small bit. Right. That's the good news. And again, the concern wasn't for this campaign. I know I'm at a point where I could definitely get enough done to reach that 41,000. What I would be concerned about, though, is there's definitely, I think, 2 routes then in which you couldn't reach 41,000 as Joao. One of them being that you turned in your stuff to the king, ? And then one of them being that you got the cartography so late. Well, I guess this would be both examples. But getting the cartography so late after you've filled out the entire map, I don't know if he could reach that 41K. Well, we've got sloops. I mean, we're going pretty fast here. This is pretty darn quick. But I'm gonna go look for Rapa Nui. So that was my big concern, Ravaging Justice, is you can soft lock yourself on adventure fame. That was, yes, that is a disgusting oversight by the developers. Because this is not a short adventure, especially if you don't know what you're doing. and I don't know what I'm doing, but I also had help from chat and the internet. I cannot imagine playing this back in the day and reaching this point, and the game doesn't tell me I don't have enough adventure fame. It's just not triggering the next thing because I don't have the adventure fame. That is pretty rough. Plus 2, the game does not point you towards the cartographer on this campaign, and signing up for the cartography skills early on is pretty expensive. That is pretty rough. Joao also seems like he's the standard character, the way that the game is presented. That was my assumption. He's the young kid. He's got, you know, a fairly clear, let's say, amoral campaign. Find the Secret of Atlantis. He seemed like he's on the cover with Catalina. He's the face of the game for sure. So to make that specificity, we lost a ship. Who cares? Oh, and a storm just hit, so we might be going down here. Trying to clear out that map, y'all. Oh, we're so close to land. No. Made it. Only lost that one ship in the open sea. No, I know. Like I said, I'm pretty confident that there's enough adventuring fame left in the game. Because again, I only completed that tiny bit of map and got 400 points. That's huge. Nearly $5,000. So there, I know by looking at the map that I can get enough fame just from filling out the map. I'm not worried about that. But I am worried about the hypothetical situation in which somebody plays Joao's campaign and never does the cartography or doesn't know to do the cartography to get the adventure fame, to get the final thing to trigger. That's a pretty steep requirement, I think. Oh my gosh, get me out of here. Well, I mean hypothetical, not in that nobody ever did it. I mean hypothetical in that any player not knowing what they're doing could run into that situation, hypothetically. Is there a limit to how many quests you can do? That's probably best answered by Temper or Justice. You know what? Also, F this game's Storm RNG. Sarge Smash knows what's up. The Storm RNG. The king only awards you with titles. That's my understanding of it now. Atsumori Kofuhara, how's it going? How are you? Hopefully that was an okay pronunciation for your name. I try my best. What's happening? As you can see, we are playing a pretty excellent game, even though we just ran into a situation that could be very bad for players of this game and this character. Ooh. And I am being battered by these storms as well. Got to be real careful about that. Oh, Atsumori Kofuhara, but it rolls right off the tongue. I nailed it. Nice. Excellent. That reminds me, I've been looking recently into learning Japanese to play through all of the Super Famicom RPGs. It seems like just reading games from that era is doable. So I think that might be my best bet. Was looking at a machine translation. There are incomplete fan translations. One option is having somebody come on stream with me to translate the games while I play them. But I would really want to know that person and know that I have good chemistry with them and all that. Yeah, this game's Storm RNG is just completely wrecked. It's maybe that's because I didn't donate to the Round Earth Society, but wow, I need to buy some balm. Oh yeah, for sure. I know it's tough. So growing up in Hawaii, I knew a lot of Japanese friends, Japanese families, and I did try when I was real young, maybe 10 or 12. Borrowed books from the library, and I was like, oh wow, so this is really hard. But yeah, a couple of things. The games would be smallish. They use fairly simple language back then because of limited hard drive space. There'd be a lot of repeating words like hero, town, sword, magic, item, stuff like that. A couple things. But I would get a lot of practice from playing through those games in Japanese, you know? So I think it sounds doable-ish to me. Doable-ish. How are we doing on crew? We're still okay. So let me just get some food. Oh, and check to see if I can buy any bombs anywhere that I stop at, because the storms are stinky. I don't see anything there, so we'll just keep moving on. Yeah, let me go check the fortune teller, honestly, because... Oh, there's a Spanish port. Oof. Alright. I think it's life. Take a seat. You have an average fortune, but remember you are the one who carves out your destiny. Whole new horizon will be open to you if you increase your fame of adventure. So I guess that is the game telling you what's required to advance the story right there. And that's it. Adventure Guild quests? I don't know. Should I try that? We could check that out. But as far as our luck, it looks like it's average according to the fortune teller. Let me see what we got here. If they have a guild. They may not. Oh, there we go. Does every port have a guild? I think I've seen one at every port. Oh, so not here. Yeah, I'm on a royal mission. I don't think I can get anything from here anyway. Alright. We'll go look for stuff then. Wow. Soon as I left. As soon as I left. Oh, I need to get out of here. This Spanish port. Alright, I don't know. So that's what did it then, Temper. Early on at the start, I was talking with the king. I guess I backed out of his mission. And yeah, it cut my adventure in half. My adventure fame in half. Fortunately, I saw it before saving again. So, whew, didn't mess that up. That would have been pretty bad. That is pretty wild. So you could, okay, adventure fame is finite, but if you signed up and canceled a mission multiple times, you could actually, this is not working out. You could accidentally wreck your stuff. So Baron, you're convinced that Adventure fame is not finite. What's your argument for that? So far, we think that the only way to get adventure fame is from discovering ports, villages, and discoveries, as well as filling out the map for a cartographer, but you have to do that after you sign up with the cartography guild. If guild quests can give fame, then it wouldn't be finite. Can anybody play test? You could do treasure hunting for rulers. Does that, like, what does treasure hunting mean there? Is that just finding like specific items, or are we talking about like doing the discoveries and stuff like that? Dude, absolutely trash. The storms on this. Huge garbage. Garbaggio. Requests from the kings aren't infinite. Okay, and then that gives you an adventure thing, but it's random, and the king only gives you a finite amount of quests. Sounds pretty sus. And that's it. Okay. So now I wonder what's the average number of times that that a king would offer you a treasure hunting quest. Let me just reduce this a little bit here. And then no. This is the wrong one. Assign crew. Wait, that was it, right? I mean, did I back out properly or no? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, going to the cartography guild late seems pretty terrible. Now I'm trying to think, is there anything in this game that points you toward the cartography guild or hints that you should sign up for the cartography guild sooner rather than later? Because if everything hinges on that for a couple of these, then yeah, you would think that there would be more effort on the game's part communicating to the player that was a huge requirement. Oh, I can't cut through here, right? Like, this doesn't... No. That would have been nice. We're going to have to go all the way south here. This is going to be the whole stream. I don't think I'm going to finish today. Simply because of this issue. Let me stop here and check everything. We're still right there. Oh, you know what? Let me see if they have an item shop. No. It is a complex game, so it's understandable how an oversight like that could fall through. And the other answer is it's Koei. So. So there's that. I know we're out a little more in the ocean right now, away from the coast, but I kind of want to see if I can capture a little more of the black uncharted waters, if you like. We might lose a boat or two, but it won't be the end of the world. Koei, like I'm sure Koei makes great games. The 3 ports here, this is a great game. It just has some Achilles heels going on. I think Mr. Temper would agree that the dueling in this game is kind of an Achilles heel on this. Like, excellent, cool idea, but a little under-executed, maybe. What do you think, Atsu? Have you played this one, Atsu? Mori Kofuhara. I need to get some more, I need to get some more food here. Yeah, so you can do that without a duel. Now we know that for Joao there are 2 or 3 scripted duels in this, where you have to do a duel, but you don't have to win though. Oh, you've not played this one? Okay. Nice. Final Fantasy VI. What are some other Super Nintendo RPGs that you like? I don't know. You've been in here before, right? Like, I recognize your name. Beamstock, welcome back. Let's see if we can get any bombs here. That'd be nice. Nope. Only a circlet. Legends of Amberland 3. I have not heard of that. I appreciate that, Atsu. Thanks very much. We're nearly done with this long journey through every Super Nintendo RPG. I think we got 8 or so left. We're very close to discovering Atlantis, actually. Yesterday I was told I'm like 95% of the way through the game. Problem today is there's an adventure fame threshold that you have to reach. But oh, hang on. Okay, I'm just now seeing this. I saw the baby holds on, and so it might need to move from his wife's contractions, but 20 minutes apart. Hey, congratulations, Ravaging Justice. I actually didn't know that you were expecting a new life coming to the world. That's awesome. I really think, yeah, one of the most beautiful things, a baby being born. That's amazing. How many kids do you have already, or is this your first? Super cool. And third was first girl. Awesome. Nice. We've got 2 boys ourselves. We were hoping for a girl for the third. We've got Cal and Nolan. And then so there's like a Superman and a Batman reference, and I was like, I need to have a Wonder Woman reference, otherwise it's just incomplete. But we're getting older now, so it's probably not gonna happen, but that's all right. My kids are still pretty young. They're pretty young, both below the tween age, we'll put it that way. I think we need more good parents. We need you know, we got a lot of kids. We need a lot of kids that are raised by parents that have their heads on straight. Oh no, the wind dying down. This is gonna curse me, huh? Yep, this is it. Oh, screw this game so much. Oh yeah. Yeah, they've taken karate. They really enjoy soccer. Eligible to drive. Wow. I don't even know if I'm going the right way, honestly. Like, There you go, Wesley. That's what we were talking about, right? Well, let me throw this at you. So my eldest has already been a waiter, and he's pretty young still. But my dad runs a Ma and Pa diner in Big Bear, California, and so 2 summers ago, sent him out there for a summer break, and since it's a family-run shop, he got to work there and earn tips. He actually made a really good amount of money. Waiting tables, taking orders, bringing drinks and food and stuff like that. I was very proud of him. He's working, yeah, safely, of course, of course. Yeah, you know, too, I think at his age, I think a big emphasis obviously on accuracy, not making spills, taking orders properly, stuff like that. But one big thing is courtesy. I think at a young age, kids have got to learn courtesy. So being a waiter, he was required to, you know, yes sir, yes ma'am, yes please, no thanks, all that sort of thing. So I'm not running I ran a tight ship around here. No, it's not like that, but but we do okay.